Welcome everyone. Well, amazingly, this is the first time we've sat together in person. So we've been working on this for 8 months or so, I guess, 6, 8 months. And we've never actually met in person. So thank you all for your efforts. Let's take ourselves through the journey. But it comes back to the fact that we are the town is us.
Yeah.
That's why people do have the pride and the passion in particular that they show. It matters to people of Castleford. This all started some time ago. We wanted to relaunch the brand of Castleford, particularly as the centenary year's coming up. Thought it was an opportune time. So let's work through what we've got.
So this was what we first come up with, kind of a fierce-looking tiger, clean cut, inspired by this chap. So that was the first point. Andy saw this presentation. I think he showed it to you.
Yeah.
We'd not really spoken much about what we were doing at the time, what we were presenting.
Yeah.
And then I think is when you took over.
Yeah. So the first design, this is before you guys were involved. I shared it with a few people. I found it really difficult because you're going from a really established place to something totally different. And it was about that time that I realised, look, I'm a 63-year-old guy. I need to get some different voices around the table and I need to involve people. And the reason I involved you three guys is we've all met at various times over the time I've been involved in running the club. And you've all shown a passion, A, as a fan, but B, in terms of creative energy in different areas, the three of you. And I just thought, I can bring you on. I can deal with the old man's view. But you guys are the future of the club going forward. Your age group's the future of the club. And I really wanted to get some different views. I think this tiger started the debate, and you're never going to get it right first time. I wasn't really, I get why the ball was there, but I wasn't keen on it. But it really opened my eyes to say that it gets us thinking.
After our initial debates and speaking to Martin, and I think it was just before we all kind of set up as a group, we produced these.
Yeah, what happened, having looked at the side on, there were two things I think we started working on. One was, is there too much detail and how does that translate into media?
Yeah.
So we had the tigers' heads and then we started taking some detail out to make sure it was more appropriate to form different media platforms. But then I said, can we just look at it face on? And that was the task I then gave you, to sort of transfer the side-on view to a front-on view, and how's that going to change? Let's start working with something, and let's start drawing some debate out and start properly challenging ourselves.
The face-on felt a lot more us. When I was looking at the original ones, I just didn't feel like it was Castleford at all. And obviously we're talking about the need for change, but keeping some things isn't necessarily a bad thing. Obviously some things continue all the way through a club as an identity, the colours, and I think keeping the tiger face on isn't necessarily a negative as long as we revolutionise the way it actually looks.
It's that evolution mode we've used 3 or 4 times already, isn't it? It's just evolving what we had previously. You can go a long way from where we were, but actually a kind of core element of it, I think it was all right to keep. And yeah, the side-on just didn't really work for me, to be honest with you.
I think we all migrated. I think we all migrated very quickly to the face-on view, but I think it was a good exercise that we started off with the side-on view, because it moved us so far away from where we've been to almost then bring us back.
Yeah.
In terms of what we were looking for.
But that shows that this is the right thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we started our exploration. We moved on with the colours. So I took it upon myself to not look at what amber, Pantone amber would be. I mean, here's Pantone amber, and I felt it needed to be brighter from what I understood from talking to everyone. And we looked at Pantone 1, 2, 3, which kind of was more what was needed, but wasn't quite right. It needed kind of some Lucozade or something in it. Yeah, it needed something in it. And I worked at that Pantone 1, 2, 3, 5 was a perfect match. Kind of it offsets all the colours, the black, the white together. It really pops.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because even now we're narrowing down to amber, but we're still debating what amber is.
Yeah.
What type of amber. And you look at those images now, and the top left one is screaming gold come brown to me.
Yeah.
And everything that's removed from amber that I think about. So it just shows, even when we narrowed it down to amber and a certain type of amber, we were still finessing it. And this is quite a long way down the discussions that we had, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next question was, do we need the white in JT's face?
I think this was one of the biggest debates we had, wasn't it? We flipped around quite a lot on this.
Yeah.
As to what's it look like with, and to the point whereby you become a bit colourblind on the whole thing in some respects. But
You couldn't really see it.
Yeah, because it's like, should we?
Lay down and come
Yeah, do you know, I think that's what you said at the time. You need to lay down, come back, or maybe you said. I did, yeah. It was that sort of thing, and I think that's an interesting one for future development of the. I think that's where we got to, wasn't it? Potential for future development of the brand is that the white teeth and the white eyes can be used in different ways to bring it out at certain times you want.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halloween, watch this space. Yeah, I mean, for me, I always ask our clients, I always try and envisage where they're going to be in 5 years' time. And I think that the logo with the white eyes and the white teeth it's not clean enough. It's not there. It needed more refinement, and the two-color approach is going to work so much better for everything that Castleford want to go to in the future.
Goes back to the club cause as well, doesn't it? Ultimately, that is black and amber.
Yeah.
It is black
That's
and
what
amber.
I think we came to the point of. We are black and amber, so let's stick with that.
So the most important part was the core of the brand, JT himself, because he's the heart of the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we further refined him. We improved his eyes. We took out a lot of detail that wasn't necessary, and he is a division flip in the middle, equally balanced one side to the other. His teeth have been cleaned. He's been given. I'm not going to say. He is now a refined piece of work that can go forward in the future.
I'm so happy with how we ended up with this.
I did, because I had a bit of a love affair with this a little bit, because for me that I like the badge. I think I even discussed 3 or 4 times. I'd have the badge just as the tiger, with nothing else on it, because it just speaks everything. Like coming off the motorway, he should be there. Coming down to the ground, he should be there. That is, especially a lot of like down the NFL route, it's just a badge and it's powerful. Yeah. And for me, I just think that is, I love that.
I think from the very start, I was a little bit worried almost that we'd struggle to get like a really defined tiger that's kind of ours and ownable. Because obviously there is a few out there in sport. There's obviously even in rugby leagues, there's a couple of tigers here and there, and I think we got there, which I'm really happy with.
Different to the West.
I think it is.
Massively different. Yeah. It is definitely our own identity.
And that's.
I think we're focused on going back to that pride and passion, heritage. It's all. I think it really does encapsulate it.
Yeah, and he's not to be messed with either.
No, absolutely not. I like that edge that he's got.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in my car looking at this, thinking, my head's in a spin, because this was like, which way, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those slides whereby if you threw a blanket over it and you asked everybody to sort of remember how many slides were there and what the differentiations were, you'd never get halfway there.
Yeah, I think this one for me was linking in the stripes from the original shirts that were sent through, in a way that they would work in the long run for the club. Yeah.
Well, this is where we started doing a bit of a nod to the heritage, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think for me, looking at the stripes, just as a logo in itself, there's nothing wrong with those stripes. But you think to almost every single club that has stripes or some sort of pattern like that in their badge, it actually means something to the club. And they, you know, we've never actually had a shirt that looks like that with stripes that thin all the way through. So yeah, that's why I kind of advocated the 1986 style, because that black, amber, black seems to come into almost every major pattern we've ever had. You know, when we have even a V, often it looks something like black, amber, black. So yeah, just a nice way of actually being able to look back at the heritage, but still being able to move that design forward into the.
I guess that's
logo.
a big thing on it. I think, obviously, as I said earlier, I think, you know, the badge was always going to look great, no matter what. It was always going to be aesthetically pleasing, that's for sure. But I think the crucial thing for me was there isn't that many elements of it, to be fair, but every element had to mean something to me.
Yeah.
Whether it be, obviously, I mean, well, I'm sure we'll talk about the name in a second in terms of what would actually be on it. That's obviously a point. I think, obviously, the 1926, I think, was something we've not had before. I think that's obviously crucial, especially this year. The shield itself, I think actually using a shield, which we've not had previously. So straight away, I just kind of thought, because I see it all the time, especially around centenary, you see the calls for the coat of arms. And personally, I don't advocate for that. I've never really advocated for the coat of arms. I love it. I love the fact we've got that kind of Roman coat of arms in the town. But it is a coat of arms, and actually, if you put it up against everything else, it does look a bit dated. But what the coat of arms does have is a Roman shield in the middle.
Yeah.
And actually, if you kind of put that side by side, it's not very far from that shield at all.
It means the whole logo in some way is rooted in the whole history of the town as well.
Yeah.
Being Roman, having that Roman shield that's followed the town all the way through decades, centuries.
Showing the fans this is very critical, I think. Getting this movement, linking everything back completely.
We also started the debate on this about what are we calling ourselves? What do we identify as? And this, you know, we spent a lot of time looking at this. You know, were we bold enough to just make the leap to being Tigers? Were we bold enough to sort of say, actually, we're Cass? Everybody calls us locally, we're Cass. And I know at one point I was quite focused on that. And we had that big debate, or it should be Castleford or should Castleford Tigers. How do we actually brand us? How do we see ourselves? But I think what this did as well was it gave us a lot of ideas for sub-brands or brand development or leisure wear development, whatever it might be, in terms of we've got to the stage here where we're starting to nail down the logo. We've gone with the shield. We've got a font that we're now comfortable with. But now, how can we play with that a little bit? So this slide for me gave lots of ideas, not just for now, but for the future as well, I think.
Yeah. Exactly where we put together.
Yeah, there isn't another 3 letters really, other than, you know, initialisms, that are more powerful and synonymous with a club